Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so you know what that means. We got another segment of our hidden gems here tonight. We have two phenomenal gems tonight. As we continue to pick up the pace, we're trying to intentionally make sure that our businesses, our community leaders, and folks that are doing things to positively impact our community get an opportunity to come on the platform, spread some love, and get their information out to the community so we can get behind them and support them. And it is much needed in these times that we are in. I am happy to be here. I know my Wi-Fi is a little spotty. I am still here in the windy city of Chicago. It's been lightning and thundering and all kind of things happening, but it's been a week of tremendous ups and downs as we continue to tackle some of the issues that impact our community. I know I put a call to action out, and I want community. I know a lot of folks is tuning in. I'm getting a lot of phone calls about what's going on in our district D10. There's a revamping that needs to happen in D10. We have some issues that needs to be addressed, and our community is suffering. And we can't stand back anymore and wait. It's some actions that need to be taken, and it's going to take courage. It's going to take brave leaders to come together to finally come up with a solution to help organize and restructure what's going on in our district. We have businesses, we have nonprofits, we have community leaders, we have organizations that are trying to get us out of the pits that we are in our community. The number of violence activities, things that's happening in our community is just a crisis. When you look across the country right now, when we look at what's going on across the country with the auto worker strikes, folks is on the edge about everything. And, we have corporate greed, we have community greed. We have to do something. And this is the time that we need brave and courageous people to work together, stand together, walk together to bring a real narrative shift to our community. And that's what we're going to do here at both sides of the conversation. I'm going to walk on side of a lot of the community leaders who want to make change in the community. I'm going to work with our district supervisor, community organizations that want to work together. We're going to work with the businesses. We have to find a solution in D10 to help our community. There's a lot of residents and a lot of folks who need support. There's resources and things that's allocated for the community. And we have our own greed in our community. We have our own gatekeepers and we have our own oppressors that are oppressing our community. And we can't sit silent. Folks that are just sitting back, there's a lot of frustrated folks who share the same sentiments that we need some change. The same old guards is guarding the involvement and the evolution of D10. And we're going to do our part to take the lead and bring some organization, bring some structure to the community, collaborate with folks across the district to bring support and resources to our community. Our young people need us more than ever. Our seniors need us more than ever. We have crises and financial crises that are impacting our community. We need our community organizations and folks who have the opportunity to provide those resources to the community to be a part of this process. I always say it's all power to the people. There are so many people who reach out to me that are frustrated. They are just giving up, and the power is in the people. And we're going to make change. It's going to be a difficult and uncomfortable process for some folks because it's not going to be business as usual. And we got to change that mentality if we really want to move our community up. So it's very emotional for me to get some of the calls and some of the things that's going on in the community. Folks who are supposed to be doing the things that they're supposed to do to uplift our community and move our community forward. There's a disconnect. And I don't know if folks are just understanding what service is when you're supposed to serve the community. You have a duty to be in leadership roles to make sure that our community is supported. And I think some people have lost touch of what that value is, the importance of leadership and understanding their role in community. And I think we have to readdress it and make sure that folks understand that we're not playing and we're going to stand together. And we'll find the people who want to walk together because I know people and the voices of people who are making change. There's mental health services. There's a lot of services that are needed in our community right now more than ever. And as we approach these fall months into winter months, there's a lot of resources and things that's going to be needed for our community. And we don't have time for folks who are being gatekeepers and continue to oppress our community. So it's a lot of work. It's a difficult conversation. I'm going to be working on planning some community sessions with the community, with a number of community leaders to really figure out how do we intentionally and strategically plan on how do we revitalize and reactivate our communities with organizational purposes, and making sure that we're organized and making sure that we're doing things to make D10 thrive. So I'm here for it. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a stumping ground. People are never comfortable with change, and people are never comfortable when they're called upon and held accountable for their actions and the work that they need to do for our community. So I'm excited. I know it's going to be a testy road. I know it's going to be uncomfortable. And I know some people ain't going to always feel like this is the way we need to take action. But we got to take action. We got to take it fast. Our community in D10 is falling apart. And our businesses are hurting. And we really have to find a way to mobilize and energize the community and make sure that all of our folks in the community gets the support. And we're going to work inclusive with some of our allies that's in the community as well. It's going to take us all to fix this and change this. We are in a time where blue collar workers, entrepreneurs are being impacted by what's going on in this political environment, this change. We have a humanity crisis that's going on in this country. And we got a number of things that we gotta tighten up and fix. So I'll be stepping in, working with all of the city officials, all of our community leaders to really find out how we can bring change here in D10. And it's very difficult, to have to insert myself into some of these realms that we're fighting a lot of battles to make sure that our communities are funded. But I've received so many calls, emails, and response from community that feel the same way, that we need to do something to make a change. So I will be updating community. We'll be getting stuff out to community. There's a number of events coming up, but we'll be setting some times to hear from community because, again, it's about the community voices, how they're being impacted, the services and support that they need, so that we can make sure, as we are organizing and strategizing, that we are making sure that we take care the talking points and the needs from our community. So looking forward to that. Again, it's been a long week. I know I'm out of town. A lot of folks have been trying to reach out to me. I'm here, and I will be connecting with folks as I make my way back home. It's been an emotional week to hear some of the things that are transpiring back home. And I'm going to do my part as a community leader to make sure that we start the process of change in our community. So with that being said, sorry for the long intro, but I just wanted to make sure. I know a lot of community folks are trying to find out what's going on. And we're going to make sure that the voices of the community are heard, and we're going to make sure that we mobilize and move D10 forward over this next year and beyond. So I'm excited. I hope you all are excited. We're going to be looking out for our community and our community folks. So with that being said, it is Tuesday. It is another great day to uplift Black businesses and all the amazing work that folks are doing in the community. So I'm excited. We're going to get into it.
Okay, sorry about the interruption there. Bishop is out of town and maybe having some technical difficulties, but we will go ahead and pick it up from here. Io, how are you doing this evening?
I'm great. I'm really excited about this evening's show. As I stated, I was out in community this weekend, and one of our guests this evening is one of the ladies that I got to reach out and connect with. So I'm so excited. So many Black businesses in the Bay Area, and I am very thankful for this platform that we can have them come on and highlight and shine some light on their businesses. So I'm very excited. Today's been a good day so far, so good, and we have a great show coming.
Yes, we do. We have a couple of amazing guests, and glad to have the bishop back with us here. We're ready to go ahead and jump into the news headlines so we can get to our amazing guest. All right, first headline reads: SF supervisor calls to ban turns on red lights throughout the city. In San Francisco, the supervisor, Dean Preston, has introduced a resolution urging the Municipal Transportation Agency to prohibit right turns on red lights across all stoplight intersections in the city. The initiative comes after the successful implementation of such a ban in the city's Tenderloin neighborhood, which led to a reduction in car collisions with pedestrians and a 70% decrease in cars entering crosswalks. The proposed citywide ban is influenced by a local signature campaign and aims to align San Francisco with New York's policies. While pedestrian advocates support the ban, stating it ensures safer and less stressful crossings, some motorists believe it complicates driving within the city. Also, in local headlines, San Francisco retailer Sports Basement is accused of labor violations in a lawsuit. San Francisco based retailer Sports Basement, with 12 California locations, is facing a class action lawsuit over alleged labor violations. Accusations include failing to provide overtime pay, neglecting mandatory meal and rest periods, not offering sick pay, and not compensating for work related expenses like phone bills. Employees also claim they were forced to fill out COVID-19 screenings without pay and were restricted from leaving the premises during breaks, violating California law. Initiated by a former employee, the lawsuit seeks unspecified damages for both current and former workers, and Sports Basement has yet to respond to comment request. Also, Breed wants mandatory drug screening and treatment for San Francisco welfare recipients. San Francisco Mayor London Breed has proposed a policy requiring low-income residents to undergo substance abuse screening and treatment to be eligible for welfare funds. This move aims to address the city's drug and homelessness crisis by ensuring accountability. While the proposal has sparked mixed reactions from the Board of Supervisors, it has gained the support of some, like Supervisor Matt Dorsey, who believes in the effectiveness of coercive interventions. However, critics argue that the policy is a punitive measure, failing to respect human rights and potentially causing more harm than good. The policy would need the Board of Supervisors' approval or may be taken to voters via a ballot initiative. And in national headlines, Senate reaches spending deal to head off government shutdown. Senate Republicans and Democrats have reached a bipartisan agreement on a stopgap spending plan to prevent a government shutdown, funding the government through mid-November. The proposal also earmarks billions for disaster relief and aid to Ukraine. While the Senate bill cleared an initial procedural hurdle with a vote of 77 to 19, its future remains uncertain in the Republican-led House, where there is resistance due to the inclusion of aid for Ukraine and the continuation of current federal spending levels. House Republicans, led by Speaker Kevin McCarthy, are under pressure, with some demanding significant cuts in the interim funding and others opposing assistance to Ukraine. And that will do it for the headlines. I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, Sister Ayo, to get into the community events.
Thank you. Holiday Night, along with community partners, host the Bayview Hunters Point Book Fair. This is a free event to include games, prizes, healthy snacks, and free books for children ages 5 through 13 at the Bayview Opera House at 4705 3rd Street in San Francisco on Friday, September 29th, 3 to 5 p.m. Join Bayview Makers Kitchen North for a piano in the pedals every Saturday in September from 12 to 1 p.m. at 4100 3rd Street in San Francisco. The Museum of African Diaspora invites you to join us as Chef in Residence Jocelyn Jackson presents For the Culture by Clancy Miller on September 30th from 3 to 5. The event will be located on the ground floor of the St. Regis 685 Mission Street in San Francisco. Cost is $12 for general admission, $6 for students, and free for MOAD members. New vaccination site, COVID-19 booster and monkeypox antiviral pill treatment. Thursdays, 1 to 5 p.m. at 330 Ellis Street, as well as Saturdays, 12 to 4 p.m. at 1221 Mission Street. The Community Living Room, open all day, Monday through Friday, breakfast 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and grab-and-go lunch from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. at City of Hope Cafe, 750 Ellis Street in San Francisco. SFHRC proudly presents a conversation with Nicole Hannah-Jones, October 5th, 2023 at 6 p.m. Doors open at 5:30 at the Sidney Goldstein Theater, located at 275 Hayes Street in San Francisco. Join SFHRC from Pathways to Parity 2023, Strategies for Transformational Economic Empowerment, October 5th and 6th, 2023 in San Francisco. SFHRC invites all Pathways to Parity 2023 conference attendees to join us for the summit closing celebration on October 6th, 6 p.m. at City Hall, North Light Court. All My Usos invites you to support its blood drive on October 7th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 2055 Sunnydale Avenue in San Francisco. Join the conversation at the YMCA Men's Harambe Cuts Shop Talk for ages 14 and up and complimentary refreshments and swag. Thursdays, October 12th, 2023, 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Bayview YMCA, 1601 Lane Street in San Francisco. Discover CCSF for 12th grade families Saturday, October 14th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Ocean Campus at 50 Frida Kahlo Way in San Francisco in the multi-use building 140. Come out and learn why City College San Francisco is a great choice. Push Dance Company's Sanctuary grand opening will be Sunday, October 15th, 2023 at 447 Mina Street in San Francisco. Tickets are on sale now. International Shakeout Day on October 19th. Join in on the world's largest earthquake drill. Register to participate. YCD presents the second annual District 10 Safety Plans Violence Prevention Peace Rally. There will be food, vendors, raffles, music, and more. Saturday, October 21st, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Monarch Gardens, 428 11th Street in San Francisco. San Francisco Safe will have a Halloween candy explosion on Saturday, October 29th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is free, and the event will include food, carnival, games, music, and more at Gilman Park, 903 Gilman Avenue in San Francisco. Farmers Market located at the Southeast Community Center, 1550 Evans Avenue, San Francisco, every Thursday now through November 30th, 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. They accept cash, debit, and EBT. OMI Cultural Participation Projects, The Lion King, Friday, December 8th, 7:30 p.m. at the Orpheum Theater, 1192 Market Street in San Francisco. The San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee cordially invites you to be a part of the conversation every second Monday in 2023. You may attend in person at City Hall, located at 1 Dr. Carlton B. Goodlett Place, or online by registering at the link below. Dreamkeeper SF invites you to join us for community updates every third Wednesday in 2023. These meetings are open to the public via Zoom. Wu Yi presents the Holiday Pajama Jam for the Bottles and Blankets Pantry on Saturday, December 16th from 1 to 4 p.m. at 4900 3rd Street in San Francisco. They are a new nonprofit and donations are needed. OMI Cultural Participation Projects, The Wiz, Saturday, January 27th, 2024, 7:30 p.m. at Golden Gate Theater, 1 Taylor Street in San Francisco. SF Human Rights Commission has regular bi-monthly commission meetings on the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. in the City Hall Room 416. You can also attend via Zoom. Be a mentor in San Francisco Unified School District. Join SFUSD's school-based mentoring program, Mentoring for Success. For sign-ups for volunteer as an individual or group mentor district-wide. Would you like to promote your business, nonprofit, or your community impact? Sign up for our Hidden Gem Show. Share your expertise on Educational Thursdays, or be a panelist on our Sunday's conversation. Keep up with both sides of the conversations, latest shows, and community outreach events. Follow us on all social media platforms. You can also subscribe to our newsletter at bsotc.org. BSOTC welcomes individuals who are interested in giving back to the community to join us as volunteers. We value the positive impact volunteers can make and invite you to be a part of our mission to uplift and support our community. BSOTC kindly requests your invaluable support for our podcast and community engagement endeavors. We cordially invite you to explore any of our donation links, as your generous contributions will greatly aid us in enhancing our programming. We would like to take this time to acknowledge the Dreamkeeper Initiative and its support for BSOTC's programming. The Dreamkeeper Initiative amplifies the voices of and invest in San Francisco's diverse Black communities to reform public safety and address structural inequities in San Francisco. Join us this Sunday for our upcoming Sunday conversation, The Effects of Domestic Violence on Children.
Wow, thank you, Ayo, for getting through the news community. I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi kicked out. I don't know what it is. I get to going and I get kicked off, and then you know how it goes. I mean, I can't get a text right without autocorrect messing with me, and now I got the Wi-Fi issue. But community, I'm glad that you ended it with that, Ayo. We are approaching October. You all know October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We will be talking about domestic violence. Also, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we will be making sure that we uplift the queens of our community to make sure that we bring providers and folks that will continue to bring resources and help navigate the women of our community. Y'all know my mom lost her battle of breast cancer. This is a passionate conversation and a month for me. So I'm going to do my part to make sure we bring the right folks here to continue to encourage the women of the community to go get tested, to get checked. Prevention is everything. But this topic of domestic violence is getting out of control in our community. And definitely we want to have a couple of conversations about domestic violence, how we can help our young people, and how do we work together to build a healthy and safe place for all folks in our communities. So we got a lot of work going on, a lot of things happening for the month of October. But we are excited, and I'm excited to be a part of it, and just looking forward to what this month is going to bring. The Pathway to Parity event is very important. Also, there will be a GoFundMe link that will be going out to community for our Black storytelling here in San Francisco as we continue to talk about reparations and all of the stuff that's taking place in San Francisco. We want to make sure that the story, the voices of Black folks are uplifted. So there's a fun link that's going to be working with USF to make sure that we continue to uplift the voices and storytelling of Black and brown folks here in San Francisco. We'll be getting that out soon to community. Make sure you support. We have to continue to keep our historic history as well as the things that impact our community live and on the forefront of all things. With that being said, it is time to bring up our first hidden gem tonight. I know y'all been waiting patiently. We're going to bring up a phenomenal woman that's doing some amazing things to impact community by her singing and the work that she's doing in the realm of gospel. Miss Samoa, come on up here and holler at the people, Queen.
Good evening. How is everybody doing?
We're doing well. Happy to have you here tonight.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Ask me any question. I'm a little nervous, just a little bit. I am an introvert.
I don't want you to be nervous, okay? I don't want you to be nervous. I want you to first, before we get started, I want you to tell the community, one, who you are.
Okay.
And then we'll get into the questions. First, let them know who you are, where you at, what you're doing, and how you impacting people in our community.
Okay, so my name is Simona Whiteside, and I live in Sacramento, California. I was born in Oakland, and I am a singer, songwriter, an indie artist, so I'm independent, and I work to impact the community through inspirational singing, motivational speeches that I give, performing through faith-based music.
Wow, very instrumental. You know, I want to start off with this since you want to get right to the question. We just go get right to the question. You
Okay.
know, in the Black community, church, music, From the time of we came into this country in slavery, it's always been something with music that's tied to our community. When you talk about how music has inspired and changed generations of people, have changed movements, what inspires you to write these songs and to sing these songs, and how do you keep them connected to the current times and into the past?
That's a great question. What inspires me is my innate desire to uplift. I'm acquainted with grief and sadness and tragedy. And I've found in my own life just having a hard time persevering sometimes when I've faced tragedy or trauma. And so my goal is to turn my pain into purpose and do that in the form of music. So my music is inspired by God. Like if I feel like I'm receiving something that is going to encourage or inspire someone, then I start writing and I start putting melodies together and I start formulating in hopes that I could just bring some light to somebody's life and just something there that will just strengthen them to get past a difficult time. So that's the main reason why I do what I do.
Wow, very powerful. You said you grew up in Oakland. Growing up in Oakland into Sacramento is a different dynamic.
Oh yeah.
Can you share some of your experiences? Growing up in Oakland, what that was like. I know in Oakland it was a lot of old Baptist churches back in the day. So, can you tell me how you took some of those life skills and life understanding, because that's two dynamics from Oakland to San Francisco, and put it into what you're doing right now?
Yes, I didn't live in Oakland for very long, so I lived there until about age 4. But I do remember going to church. I used to go to this little church called Bible Way in Oakland, California. And I just remember, well, caveat here, I come from like Holiness Church, like if you ever heard of that. So I just remember a lot of emphasis on holiness and morality. And it was just like a small little church. And my parents were very active in the church. We were at church all of the time. When we had there was that big earthquake. I think it was like either San Francisco or Oakland earthquake in '89, I believe. That's when we moved to Sacramento and we lived in the Elk Grove area. And so definitely totally different dynamics. We visited Oakland a lot. But I love the vibe of the Bay Area. I love the culture of the Bay Area, the diversity of the Bay Area. And so that's kind of where I'm at there. I mean, I don't have like real extensive memories of it other than when I would visit and things like that. I could tell you more about Sacramento though.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to know, because Sacramento is a fast growing city. When you talk about the relocation and the gentrification that's taking place here in the Bay Area, I know a lot of folks are being pushed to Sacramento. As folks migrate to Sacramento, there's a difference in community building, and how do you utilize your music. And I mean, I think it's just something about gospel singing. It's something about just artists being able to really change the narrative and how people experiences are. And I know Sacramento is thriving right now. There's a lot of big churches up there. I know some of the ministers up there that's doing work. But when we talk about music in a church, it's an evolving thing. I mean, you now have these gospel shows on BET, and folks are doing, big concerts and things of that nature. But how do you keep things home and keep it baseline? And then how do we inspire the young people that might have a voice, who might be willing to get out there and sing and be a part of some ministry? How do you encourage those young people?
So for me, the way that I try to impact my community with my music is, so of course I sing in the church, but one of the things that I prayed about was, Lord, I want to be able to go out into the community. The light is already in the church. So for me, I wanted to make sure I was bringing my message out of the four walls and being able to impact with positivity. Sometimes there's a lot of negativity going on. There's a lot of division going on. And so even being able to sing about unity or peace, or sing at some of the events that I've sing at this year, like the MLK Walk and UC Davis or the Sacramento Black Chamber of Commerce, just doing events where you can really let your light shine and impact based on your own personal experiences, I think is very important. And Sacramento is a space where I've been able to do that in. So I'm very grateful and thankful for that. In addition to that, just impacting the community through, because I do several different things. So one of the other things that I do is I teach dance. And I've done that for many, many years since I was in my early 20s at the community center, Oak Park Center. At one time I had like 24 kids. Now I'm teaching ages 7 to 17. And yeah, it's dance, but it's influence over children that are growing up, that are also going to be mainstays in our communities. And just, you don't have to affect the whole world, but sometimes the sphere of influence that we're given, making sure we're creating psychological safety and we're creating an inclusive environment. We're creating spaces with grace where kids feel like they can make a mistake and still be loved and still be developed. And so I'm trying to do that in the sphere that I have been given to affect. But in addition to that, another way that I impact my community is professionally. I work for a local utility, which is SMUD. You may have PG&E out there, but I work for SMUD. And in that space, I am a learning and development specialist. And I teach DEIB content, which is diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And so I teach on how to keep a certain type of mindset that allows you to see people as people and take them out of these stereotypes that we've been conditioned to see people in. And so, like I said, just what God has given me to do professionally, my hobbies, being an indie artist, and just being a human being, I'm using what God has given me with the education that He's blessed me to have to impact my community. And once again, Sacramento is thriving, and organizationally, even corporately through business, this whole DEIB thing is really, really taking off, and people are really starting to take it seriously. And I think that is going to help us long term with our community.
Definitely. Well, I want to ask one more question before I pass it over to Mark, because you brought up something that's touching me right now. So I'm not knowing where SMUD is, but across California right now, there's a messaging that's going out as PG&E starts to increase price. And I know a lot of the utility companies are starting to go to an increase. It's a concern for me because right now we are stepping into the winter months. And I know PG&E is different from SMUD, but, it's great to have you all, behind the scenes working there, advocating for community.
Yes.
These increases are going to impact folks tremendously over the winter months. We're talking about 50 to 75% increase on bills. What kind of focus is SMUD doing to help folks in Sacramento? We know we have a population of folks that are still financially despaired than other folks up there. There's a big homeless population up there in Sacramento as well. But for our single parents and for homeowners up there, what is SMUD doing, or what advocacy are you all doing to make sure that this holiday season, these winter months, that folks are not being impacted? Or are y'all having a conversation about making sure that folks up there get some kind of support when it comes to utilities during this heating season?
Thank you for that question. SMUD is always working on initiatives to help in times of need. Even during COVID, they didn't shut anyone's power off. Like, they actually met and did all types of things to make sure that they were taking care of the community, people who couldn't pay their bills or needed payment arrangements. There was a lot of grace there. And that is something I can tell you just by being an employee there. Now, my husband works at SMUD too, and he works on the billing side. So he really knows about the rates and all of that. I'm in a totally separate group, but I do know as an organization, I know it may not seem like it, but they really take that to heart. And they're a nonprofit organization, and they're community owned, and they're not, I said it already, not for profit. But if you call them, if you need an arrangement, they're always willing to give arrangements or to provide arrangements.
That's dope. If you have any information, definitely put it in the private chat so we can get
Yes.
it on the screen. We have a big following of folks in Sacramento, and we just want to make sure that they have contact information if they are going through some financial struggles, or maybe
Yes.
upcoming with some, that they can have some connection directly to get support. But I'll pass it over to our Mark. I know they have some delightful questions for you, and we'll keep moving it around.
Okay.
Well, absolutely, sister. It seems like you're divinely positioned to
Mm,
be a inspiration on many fronts. But I do want to bring it back around to your gift when it comes to music. And he kind of asked about some of your inspirations, but you actually have an EP out called "Encourage to Inspire." So
mhm.
can you kind of tell us a little bit about the story behind that title? Because that seems like such a timely message for what so many people are facing right now.
Yeah.
We need encouragement, we need inspiration. So how is your gift and the story behind this particular song helping people nowadays?
Yes. So that's actually my first EP. And that came from the story behind that is, so my mother is a preacher, she was a principal, she has a nonprofit, she's an amazing woman. And I felt this thing inside to pick up music again. And I said, "Hey, Mom, I want to start a YouTube channel and maybe put some of my music out that I've recorded." And I said, "Mom, what should I name it?" She said, "Encouraged to Inspire." I said, "Mom, you know what? You're right, because I am encouraged to inspire." So that's what I did. That was like in my beginning stages. That was like on all my branding. And then I decided to come out with this EP. And yeah, so the EP was just a culmination of just working on music throughout the year. I was blessed to work with Brian Porter, who is like the dopest engineer and producer out in Sacramento, period. And so he really helped me to just kind of hone in my sound. Obviously, as an artist, you're always growing. You've never arrived, you've never made it, but he helped me to use what I had to put these songs together that would bring inspiration and encouragement. And one of the things that happened while I was putting this thing together is my brother was murdered. And that really, that was when I was creating it all year. It just happened in the middle of that time. And it was devastating, but I was determined because my brother always wanted me to do my music. I was determined to turn that pain into purpose. And yeah, I knew I was going through. I knew I was really sad and had all these things going on. But I said, but someone out there is going through too. And I may not be able to see someone who may be streaming my music, but we're going to go through together. And I'm going to encourage you, and I pray that it will inspire you. I'm thinking this in my mind internally as I'm working through this dilemma, but the response to the EP in turn encouraged me to keep going and to keep making music and to keep growing. So that's basically, in a nutshell, where the whole concept of Encourage to Inspire came from.
Talk about turning your pain into purpose.
Yeah.
I commend you. I commend you when you can go through the test and have such a strong testimony and be able to share it with people through your God-given talent. Thank you for that. I thank you for that. How do you include those pains and struggles and challenges while still trying to be aligned and focused on your spirituality? How are you able to transition that and hone it into your music and your craft?
I love that. That is such a deep question. The way that I do that is I don't have a traditional philosophy when it comes to singing gospel music. So I don't mind being like David and emoting or singing about my pain or where I'm at naturally or spiritually. But I still try to take my listeners on a journey back to faith. So in my music, I'm very transparent. In my music, I sing a lot to a soul or a heart that may be wayward or backslidden because I understand that. And I know that God is still married to the backslider. I know there may be someone who has been outside of church, but they still are really, really connected to God or really love God or remember being a little kid in church and remember how close they were to God. I sing to those people. So I'm not a gospel artist that is singing to impress church people. And so my sound is not super churchy, even those are my roots. And I appreciate that. And I can get with that all day. That's my vibe. But my calling, I feel called to sing to people who are not in the traditional fold. And so the way that I do that, once again, is by being transparent. If I'm sad, I may have a song talking about it. Or if I'm going through, I have this song called Cycles, and it talks about being in a cycle or being in the midst of temptation and the mindset of drowning while you're going through that, even as a believer. But at the end of the song, I'm saying I need to fast and pray and break these cycles in my life, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the way that I try to keep it real and be transparent and be relatable with the people that I'm singing to. I know that some people in the church may say, no, we're just going to sing about God's goodness and God's this and that. And I understand that because I feel like there is a place for that where we're just giving the Lord praise and things like that. But once again, I take on the style of David where he talked about everything. My enemies are all around. You know how David would do, King David in the Bible, in the Psalms.
Absolutely.
That's me.
There's a difference between praise and worship.
Yeah.
Again, you praise God because he deserves that. But worship is when you get to deal with your issues and your relationship so you can take that relationship with God and translate it to your life to impact the world. So
Yes.
again, your gift and your timing is so relatable. I think anybody who listens to your music could connect with the messaging that you're expressing here. So we just want to again celebrate you and thank you for your gift.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you this: I am the bishop. You cannot come on here and not leave the people with something. I need to hear a song. Uplift me, encourage me, and inspire me tonight. I need it more than ever. Let me hear it, Queen. Give me something.
You'll just put me on the spot. I'm terrible with being put on the spot. Oh, Lord. What about after the next guest?
All right, we'll give you a second. You get me to hold on for the next guest. See, you gotta be ready. See, you
Or
always have to be
play
ready. I
a
never know what I'm gonna call
I
you.
was ready for my
I got
question.
people watching.
Right, play us a snippet. Just play us a snippet.
You're going to get me to sing it. I can't sing tonight. Oh, Lord. I don't know. There's glory on the mountaintop. Here we come. We'll get the next guest on and we'll see if God can pull it out of you. We pray that he give you something because the community right now, we need an encouraging song. I need some people moving. We need some energy in our community. So please bring something. Even if you want to bring one of the songs from your album, that is fine. Encourage the community. But again, we thank you for being here tonight for our Hidden Gem segment. It is very important that we teach our young people about faith and the understanding of what's going on, but the power of music. When you touch the souls, when you wake up in the morning, you hear that great voice. I never forget the music playing, and all I hear is all of these great tunes. and I get excited. Oh yeah, when the Saints come marching in, those type of songs, they put a little something into you when you get your day started. So
Absolutely.
before we let you go, because
Yes.
we gonna get you back for a song. I don't know. We're gonna pray. Bishop, I'm gonna be over here praying. Lord, give her energy, encourage her, give her the voice that we need to the people. Okay. I'm gonna pray that as we get to our next guest. But before we let you go, I want you to be able to give any shots out, because in this journey, there's ups and downs, there's struggles, there's tests and testimonies out of all what you're going through. You talked about your husband early. Who are your support system? I want you to give them a shout out, because I don't want you to come here and people say, "Oh, you was on both sides of the conversation. You didn't even. I was there when you couldn't sing a flat." You know what I mean? Go on and salute those people out there that's behind you, that support you, and encourage you and inspire you to continue going, even through the tragedy, even through turmoil, that you continue to push forward. Make sure you highlight those folks, and then we'll get you to hang in there for a second. We're going to pray together that we get the Lord to get in beside your soul. Bring all of that inner love, inner pain out tonight. Give it to the people. We need a song. Our communities are crying. They need energy right now. So we'll pray for you. We'll get that out of you. But go ahead and give a shout out to anybody that's been supporting you, blessing you, uplifting you, keeping you going in your weak moments.
Sure. So my husband has been a huge support. All of my album art, my content, marketing. He has been that guy, and he actually created a business out of it called Sounds and Colors LLC. And he is endeavoring to provide these services to anyone that needs them. And so my husband, for sure, he always has my back. He's amazing. He set me up tonight for this interview. So definitely grateful for him, my family, friends, you name it. My pastor, Pastor Quentin Coleman, from Christ Temple Apostolic Church, definitely a supporter. And just the producers that I've worked with, Brian Porter. I can't say enough about Brian Porter. He has helped me to hone my skill so much. I would not be where I am today without him. So I'm forever grateful to him for his tutelage. Billy Smiley from Nashville, Tennessee, Sean Ray Owens, Kelly Price's sister. She's the bomb. She's been an encouragement and a supporter to me. Y'all know who you are. All my friends and family, thank you so much. I could not do this without your encouragement and you pushing me. And I don't take that for granted. Thank you for everything that you all have done for me.
Wow, very powerful. Thank you. We're gonna put you backstage. Make sure your husband next time get you ready. If you're coming on both sides of the conversation, you never know whenever we call you to sing. I be calling people out all the time. We had a rapper come on one time. I said, "Give me a song." They couldn't do it. I said, "Oh, what? You gotta be ready." But we'll give you a second and we're gonna pray for you. I can't sing, so let me shut up, because I'll be here. I'll be talking. I'll be singing 5 heartbeats. So is there heart? Is there heart? Yeah, I start going.
You crazy.
But thank you for being here tonight on our Hidden Gem segment. We have your information running across the screen. Community, if you want to hear some good gospel music, I know y'all like, well, let me hear it, but y'all go out there, support the queen, buy one of the LPs, check out her stream, get some of this good gospel music, and hear what the queen is doing to inspire and encouraging our community. Thank you again. And
thank you, everyone.
To wet your whistle, as they say in the singing world, and get ready, because we'll bring you back. You got to get ready. We'll give you a few minutes, and we'll bring you back up.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and I don't know who's moving the guests around. Let me move the guests around. We're going to go ahead and bring up a very, very inspirational young lady here. I'm gonna say young lady because, again, I don't ever want to age mark anybody, but this segment is about businesses. It is about community. It is about uplifting the people that are impacting our community. I don't know. Amani is here. She's part of the Lemonade Bar. I don't know, all the backsliders. Y'all need to be watching this because she's here. She got the bar. I don't know. Amani, welcome to both sides of the conversation, queen. The Lemon Bar is in the building. We appreciate you being here. We're going to support you. I know some black siders out there, so we're going to make sure we get some of them black siders to come out there and, that's not going to church on Sunday and support your business. But welcome here, queen. Happy to have you here tonight. Talk about what you're doing and who you are so folks know how to connect with you.
Hey. Thanks for having me in the house. The lemonade bar is in the Shiznhouse. Hey. So we sell organic lemonades. Our lemonades are non-alcoholic. They're organic and handcrafted. And we get a lot of our produce from our farm on at our commissary kitchen in San Leandro. So we can get some mint. I can get some thyme. If I'm mixing up something, I can get lemons. And we locally source a lot of our vegetables and our fruits. So that's really, really exciting. So yeah, we are the Lemonade Bar. Born and raised in San Francisco. Y'all been pumping up San Francisco all night. Born and raised, although I'm in the East Bay right now. And I guess I can tell you guys how we started the business. My husband of 24 years, when we were newly married, he wanted to supplement our income because we had our son, Kwame at the time. He's 22 now. And he researched what was the number one concession, and it was hot dogs. So he researched it. He found a hot dog cart. He went down to LA, did a turnaround, and we were selling hot dogs, chips, and soda. And I thought, let's do something a little bit healthier, even though it has sugar in it. Everything that we use is organic. So we introduced, my husband was like, he didn't see the vision at the time. And he was like, well, nobody's going to pay $2 for lemonade. And our first event was at Stanford at the Black Fest, and we sold out. And we started noticing a trend of selling out of the lemonade, and no one was buying the hot dogs. So we dropped the hot dogs, and then the lemonade bar kind of came to be. So that's kind of how we got started. And hey, Christina, hey. So that's how we got started. And I was kind of doing it as a hobby. And then in 2018, I got sick where I couldn't walk. And I believe that was the Lord telling me to get everything in order. So I got the LLC, I got the bank account, because we had Sea Dogs was its own entity. And then we were starting the lemonade. So I had to get all that in order. And when I got that in order, we've been running ever since.
Wow, very phenomenal. So you see how I set all the alcoholics up out there. They thought, I knew it was not alcohol, but I had to get them all worked out.
Right.
But that is very phenomenal that you are doing that. I mean, I know it's challenging to keep everything organic in the different seasons and things of that nature. But, one of the things, you said something interesting that your husband said, who's going to pay $2, okay, for lemonade. Let me tell you, we are in a time now. I just had $6-7 water. Okay, people are paying $7 for bottled water. So good lemonade is always good. Or when you.
Well, we're not $2 now.
Exactly. It ain't nothing $2 now. I don't even know if we got $2 bills and stuff. Okay, everything is expensive.
Absolutely.
But bringing healthy drinks to the community is always a challenge. There's a big campaign going around the country about taking away sugars and things of that nature. So how do you all get through those lines to make sure that it's not too sugary, it's still healthy, to keep it as plain as possible, but still tasty that folks want to get it? And then how do you see your lemonade bar going across the country? Because I think this is always good. I think these little small businesses, kids always have lemonade. So I was wanting to ask you, was that like your youth, some of that youth inspiring come out? Because these things we thought when we was kids and we really developed as we adults.
I've always been an entrepreneur. I have entrepreneurship in my DNA. My mom was an entrepreneur, rest her soul. And I got a lot of that from her. So in high school, at George Washington High School, well, I used to braid hair when I was 8. So I started at 8. And then when I was in high school, my mom was a single parent. She was always chasing her education. And I had to figure out a way to do the things that I enjoyed, because she would say it wasn't in a budget. I was a song girl at George Washington High School. I ran track. I played basketball. I was very, very active. So again, I didn't want my mom saying, well, it's not in the budget. So I comprised a little business of my own. I sold popcorn balls, and I used real butter. So I would have a backpack on one shoulder, and I would have my popcorn balls on another. So, and then by first period, by homeroom, which was about 2 hours into school, I would sell out. I was depositing $50 a day into my account. So I've always been an entrepreneur. No, it wasn't lemonade then, but it's lemonade now. And we're not that, nothing against a little snotty nosed kid on the corner, but that's not the kind of lemonade that we sell, right? So when we sell our lemonade, a lot of our new customers come from taste testing. We do samples. And would you guys want to guess what our number one seller is? We have peach, mango, lavender, and strawberry. And we have some other flavors, but
Strawberry is number one. I guarantee you. Strawberry.
Okay, anybody else? Oh, anybody else want to guess?
I'm going with a mango.
Okay.
Lavender.
Lavender and strawberry are neck and neck, but lavender, we're known for our lavender lemonade. So I'm very proud of that. And you mentioned the sugars, and we keep, especially the lavender, still working out some ingredients, keeping the sugar low. We're working on getting our ingredients so we can get in the stores. That's something that we have coming up, which is really exciting for us. But it's exciting when people allow themselves to taste our lemonade. The lavender lemonade, they generally smell it, they swish it around in their cup, and then they consume it, and they're quite surprised how it tastes. So a lot of times lavender outbeats strawberry, but strawberry has been neck and neck, has beat out lavender before. But I'm really proud of the lavender. We make our own syrups. It's not something that we buy in the stores. We make it ourselves. We're in the kitchen sometimes to midnight, coming up with these recipes or just perfecting it and making sure you guys have a good product. Wow. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to let Ayo go ahead because I know she was chasing you down. I know she got a lot of questions, so I'm going to let Ayo and then Mark go ahead.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I'm so happy that you're here. Thanks and you accepted my invitation. It was so funny when I went over and I got the lemonade and we just start talking, we start talking about upbringing and everything. I too have been an entrepreneur since I was little. We just start talking and I was like, my mom was born and raised in San Francisco. By the time we looked up, her line was just going and her son was like, Mom. I said, see, that's that connectivity right there. But yes, I can say from firsthand experiences, quality, and it has you on more. She has all the way up to 32 ounces of lemonade. So you can sit there and quenching wherever you see and meet up with her. About your flavors, the unique flavors and the contrast where the mango doesn't overpower the lemon and how you balance that lavender with the lemonade. How do you come up with that? I know it's testing. I know that, you guys are grinding, but even the unique thought of lavender lemonade, how did you come up with that? What inspired you to come up with that?
I can't really take all the credit to say I'm that smart to come up with it. To be honest, I'm really Holy Spirit filled. So I would say that lavender came from the Holy Spirit, just nudging me and get different ideas. So we have one that's called Happiness, and Happiness is pineapple pomegranate, and that's a seasonal one that we're bringing back this coming fall. And the lavender lemonade came about just trying to do something different. And you can also heat that up. So we did our first festival this year. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. But we had the first festival this year and it rained. And my husband said, let's heat it up. And the Funkadelics loved our lemonade. They bought over $100. George Clinton loved the lemonade, that he needed it for his throat to sing. And we were in the rain and they were buying it. So just, being open. When my husband mentioned that, I was like, nobody wants hot lemonade, but they tow it up, right? So we have Happiness, I mentioned. We have a Goodness, which is watermelon and mint. We do that in the summertime. We're coming out of the summer. And it's just tasting it and knowing your business, knowing your craft. And that balance, like you said, knowing the balance so we don't have too much lemon, don't have too much mango, don't have too much lavender, don't have too much sugar. It's taken years of being in the lab to come up with these recipes and perfect them. And I always think, oh, it's not good. And then, the audience speaks for itself. So I can credit that to the audience and, of course, the good old Lord.
Go ahead, Sister. I'll let you follow up.
One more question. Sure. With you utilizing organic products, have you thought about sustainability for bottling?
Yeah, I think you kind of dropped off a little bit. Yeah, we had our lemonades in a store in Oakland, but he didn't have really good air conditioning. So we rethought it, and we're still perfecting it. As I mentioned, we're trying to get our PFR, which is the barcode for our lemonade, to go into stores and getting our ingredients. We're working on that now. I won a $5,000 grant from Chase. So that was one of the things that we're going to put into use to make sure that happens. So yeah, with that is a goal to get into specialty stores within the Bay Area. And then of course we have projections to branch out to other stores. That is a goal. We also have a frozen lemonade, and I really want to push that out there first, because the shelf life of the lemonade, because it's organic, it's not pasteurized, the shelf life isn't that great. So we will probably move forward with the frozen lemonade first. But yeah, that's hey, thank you, Christina.
Well, yeah. As you can see in the comments, congratulations on securing that grant, Queen. I'm a little jealous right now. I'm all the way out here in Houston, Texas, right now. Io, before the show started, was bragging on how good this tea was. Are there plans for people to be able to purchase online? Are you able to ship now? Like where you at in that process? Because we want people to be able to get some of this amazing lemonade.
So you can ship, and as you know, shipping is quite expensive, but you can ship. I mean, you can purchase online. We have an e-commerce. Our website is thelemonadebar.org. Again, thelemonadebar.org. So you can purchase that. We have shipped across the country. So you can go on our website. The frozen lemonade is a little tricky. We can ship that, but it's with dry ice, and that is quite expensive. But it is a delectable treat that you won't be disappointed at all. So yeah, you can purchase online.
Well, I need you to ask your husband, because I am the bishop, so I have to ask him, how much is it going to cost me to create my own both sides of the conversation flavor? Okay, I got some ideas. I'm not a chef in the kitchen, but I have a recipe that I think will be a dynamic lemonade. Okay, if I give you the recipe, tell them what it's going to cost, and I can brand it. This is the both sides of the conversation. This is the bishop. I got a flavor that y'all ain't even thought of yet.
We have, okay.
Yeah, so I need to know. So I'm gonna have to connect with you, because I need to figure out, how do I get my both sides of the conversation lemonade? Because I'm all about branding, and I want people to, when they drink lemonade, I want them to think, oh, the lemonade bar, both sides. I need to pay for my own select, lemonade. I got a recipe, so let me know. I want to make my own. I want to have you make it. I don't want to take over your thing. I just want to make sure I have the both sides of the conversation. I got a recipe. I think this recipe is going to beat out the lavender. Okay, I'm good with mixture.
You think so, huh?
I think it's about 3. Because I like lemonade. Okay, I'm gonna just tell everybody out there, I like lemonade. Okay, I love lemonade. So I'm not into the black cherries and all of that other stuff, but I have a phenomenal recipe. I want to see if y'all can make it, and we're going to call it the Bishop's both sides of the conversation lemonade.
I'm excited to hear what that will be. Yeah, said is my backbone. As I remember Simone speaking about her supporters. My supporter is my husband of 24 years, my wonderful husband. He's always supported me. Whoop, 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 Cedric. My sons are always helping. My 22-year-old Kwame, 17-year-old Solomon. And if you go on the website, you'll see their roles. And then we have baby Zamzam, who is 7. He is our cuteness director. He goes out and gives the samples if he ain't drinking them, right? Blank, blank. But anyway, so it's a woman ran, but also my family helps me. I couldn't do it without them. And I'm so appreciative and grateful for it. So yeah.
Well, that's very powerful. So I'm gonna do this just to let you know, okay? Both sides of the conversation. We're gonna purchase a bunch of lemonade from you, because I'll hold it up your line and you lost all kind of money while she was talking to you. So I'm gonna make sure that we reach out and buy some lemonade for you, and then maybe even I'll make sure Angelique stay connected with you, as we're going to be coming up doing a couple of homeless fees in the upcoming months here. I want to make sure that we support you in Oakland as we do some of our feeds in Oakland and San Francisco, and we'll bring nice lemonade bar to the people with their great meals.
Say hi. This is my little ham. He wants to say hi. Say hi.
Hey, what's up, little brother? Welcome to both sides of the conversation. We want all of the lemonade bar team on here. How you doing, young brother? So what's your favorite lemonade? Since you on the interview, what's your favorite lemonade? Which one is yours?
Mango.
Mango. Okay.
My man. See,
Now,
I knew I liked him.
now, little man, are you a marketer? Do you walk around and you be drinking your? Do you be like, oh, I got my mango. Y'all need to get some of this. How do you market? How do you help the lemonade bar get their stuff out? I know you be telling people like, oh man, y'all missing out.
Like free
Nah.
samples.
I do like free samples, organic lemonade.
All right.
And there's like little samples on a tray.
Oh, okay. I'm convinced. All right. I see you have some events coming up, Imani. Can you talk about a couple of events that you have coming on here in the Bay Area? Definitely, I want to make sure that the community knows how to connect with you. Come try this lemonade. I'm going to definitely help promote it. And we are going to purchase some from you to make sure that we support, because that's what we do. All of our businesses that come on here, we make sure that we support them, especially when you got the babies and the family involved. It's always great to see Black entrepreneurs. And that's one thing that we do here at Both Sides of Conversations, make sure that we are taking the lead. We don't just talk about it. We make sure that we are about it, and we make sure that we support our Black businesses.
Sure. Hey, Deborah. Deborah said hi, Zam Zam. Okay, so we have the Ohana Fest. Hold on, baby. We have the Ohana Fest in Sassoon coming up this coming Saturday. And we have the Veg Fest that's coming up October 7th in San Jose. So these are events that we've done last year, and they asked us to come back this year. So we are excited about that. My husband does not eat any meat. So that's why we pride ourselves on being a kind of like a vegan company. So everything is, as I mentioned, organic, and we don't use any milk products or anything like that. So they invited us back to the Veg Fest, and we're excited about that. We have introduced, we do vegan funnel cakes as well, and we use vegan whipped cream as well. So we're excited about both of those events that are coming up, and we hope you guys come out and support us, and come out and have some funnel cakes and some lemonade.
You know what is the time in Sassoon this weekend? I'm gonna try to pull up. I'm gonna surprise you and pull up. The bishop is gonna pull up.
Okay, I think in Sassoon, it'll be around noon, 11. I think noon to 6 o'clock.
All right, I'm gonna get somebody to put it on my calendar. One of my team folks, and I'm gonna make sure that I get out there. I got a lot of stuff going on when I touch the ground, but I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna bring some of the team out, and we will come support you and drink some nice lemonade.
Okay. I love to see you. My little ham is back here. Bye, Zam Zam.
All right, Mark, y'all got any questions? Because Zam Zam about to take over the interview. He about to move me off. We're gonna be interviewing him in a second.
Queen, we just want to take the time to celebrate you, and definitely thank Zam Zam, the ham. That's my man right there, because we're gonna do the mango together when I get a chance to get out there. But continued success to you and your beautiful family. It really is good to see a family business and actually executing and doing it right. A lot of times, you know, when we try to support businesses, they don't have their business side together, but it's obviously y'all have the business together. So again, we just want to continue to support you and uplift you. Thank you for being on Hidden Gems.
And I'm appreciative that you guys had me on. But before we go, he was trying to tell me we've written a book. It's called Foster and Foster, and it's a playoff on him. It's about a little boy who wants to be adopted and find a great home. So it's called Foster and Foster. You guys can find that on ImaniMGlover.com, ImaniMGlover.com. So that's what he wanted to tell me. And then this little...
He's supposed to put that in the beginning of the show, okay? I got people out there watching. Community, can y'all put the information in the chat so we can let the community know, support the Young Brothers book. This is what this is about here. We always trying to uplift our young people, and I'm just blessed and honored to see you as a mother with your young people, because this is what we need. And then lastly, before you go, you know, we talk about Black businesses and Black ecosystems, you know, being a small business and doing the thing that you're doing. You know, how do we continue to encourage our community to get behind and support because right now I've been on calls. Folks are challenging. We can't get the foot traffic in businesses. For some reason, we can't get our community energized and engaged. And I hope tonight, seeing little Ham there and the family support that get people in the community energized and pumped up to go out and support and uplift our Black businesses. I keep telling folks, the more we support each other and uplift those businesses, that give community folks opportunities for employment. Everywhere I've been on this road the last couple of weeks, we've been trying to support Black businesses, making sure we eat at Black businesses. Because when you walk in these spaces and you see Black faces, you understand the economical empowerment when we invest our dollars in each other.
Absolutely. And another thing that the Lemonade Bar, we pride ourselves on, we give back. So we just donated to the Afro Puff Girl. It was this last Saturday, and it was 40 young girls that got to come to this conference for free. And they got to learn about hair and different things like that. So we pride ourselves on doing 2 events that we donate our product to each year. So I think it's important to give back. Not only do we sell our product, and that's very important, but we also pride ourselves on giving back to different organizations within the year. Homeless shelters as well. So yeah, giving back is so important.
Wow, that's very important. I am calling out all the people of Sassoon, Fairfield, Vacaville, Dixon. Get out to the Ohio Fest this Saturday. Go support the Lemonade Bar. Go get a cup, buy a bottle. Let's go and support. We can do it. I'll be out there. I'll find a way. We'll come and support you. Thank you again for what you're doing. These type of stories also inspire young girls and boys of our community. Say, hey, if she could make lemonade, I can too. We all had that time of life where we was all thinking about little things that we could do. And it's always great to see ideals develop into these amazing businesses and how they continue to impact community. So community, do your part. Spend your Black dollars. Get out there to the Lemonade Bar this Saturday in Sassoon, 12 to 6. Go support the Queen. If you want to see me, I'll be there. I'll be back. Let's go put our Black dollars in the community and help our Black businesses. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, Miss Ayo. I know you excited. Ayo, I call her the number one guest recruiter here for businesses. She's always in and out, making sure folks know how to get on to promote their business. And we make sure that every business come on here, we support them in some kind of way. We buy a book, we support their products, we shop online. There's a lot of folks across the nation that is watching our Hidden Gem show, and there's a lot of folks that are Black that also want to support you. So it's great that we have all your information out. Go follow them on social media handles at the Lemon Bar. Support community. This is what it all takes. We can make a difference if we support each other, and we can change that narrative. So thank you for being here. Before we let you go, I know you gave a little bit of your shots out. Is there anybody else you thought of? Because I don't want them coming in there snatching a cup of lemonade because you can shot them out this weekend.
My team, Tarina, I mentioned Solomon, Kwame, Cedric, Zam. Thank you so much for showing up and showing out each and every time. And then you can follow us on Instagram, _Lemonade Bar. And also our website is thelemonadebar.org. On Twitter is thelemonadebar.1. And then if you're interested in any of our books, because I've written 4 books and a coloring book, you can go to ImaniMGlover.com. And I'd just love to see you guys and meet you. And if you go on our website, I can sign it for you. The book for Foster and Foster, or the other one, Glorifying Grace Prayer Journal.
All right, you make sure you have some of those books on you this weekend, because I'm going to make sure our both sides of the conversation team, we're going to pull up on you, okay? You be like, oh,
pull up. I ain't scared.
That's what we do. We good for pulling up. All right. With that being said, thank you, Queen. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend. We'll be out there. We'll support you. Community again. The Lemonade Bar. This is a non-alcoholic lemonade bar, all natural, okay? They are doing it the right way. Go check them out, support them, and spend some dollars. And just so you know, the Bishop, I will be putting together my own concoction of lemonade. I will make it happen. All right. With that being said, thank you. You have a blessed evening. And thank you for doing all the amazing work you're doing. And we'll see you this weekend. All right. All right. With that being said, before we get out of here, community, I know y'all been waiting. We have a gospel singer here. I think she's getting ready. I don't know. She's been back there. We've been praying. The holy water is moving. The skies is shaking. There's a voice that is going to erupt to the top of the mountains, praising to the all high. I don't know, community. Get ready. Sister Simone, where are you at? Are you ready?
Oh my God.
I gotta give it. The community is waiting. They want to hear this. I want to feel my soul shaking tonight. I need some teardrops. It's been an emotional day. I need some tears out my eye. Sister, can you bring it out of me today? I need it.
Just let him use you, sis. Just let him use you. Relax.
All right. I'm going to go old school. Okay. We need thee, oh, we need thee every hour. We need thee, oh, bless us now, our Savior. We come out to thee. We need, if you know it, sing it with me. Thee, oh, we need thee every hour. We need thee, oh, bless. Oh, I'm so nervous.
Oh, that was
Thou, my Savior.
Oh, Lord.
We come
Yeah.
to thee.
Yeah. All right. There you go.
Oh my God.
I can't tell the people to go buy the album if they can't hear something. That was beautiful. And I know it's always tough, on the spot, because when we go into the studio, we get into the zone and we have our flow, but you have a tremendous voice. Lift all praises up. Thank you, Lord. Because again, music moves people, and that's is very important. I sometimes I can't even get my day started without listening to some nice gospel music or somebody uplifting and singing. But yeah, you're here. You did that. We gotta stay connected. I might need a singing band and a gospel choir. They say every great leader needs some kind of music to go. We just jump into all kind of spirituals and we just get going when we praising and having a good time in community. And thank you so much for uplifting your voice. Definitely make sure that you put the album information inside of the chats or to our team so we could go ahead and purchase some of your work. We want to make sure that we uplift and support you, and maybe we'll play one of your songs at one of our events to uplift the people. So I'm excited about that. And just thankful for all the work that you are doing to impact our community. Again, it's going to take a continued effort of all of us working together, changing the narrative. And sometimes that narrative shift is through music, sometimes it's through preaching and teaching, and sometimes it's just through folks speaking because it's power there. So just thank you. And much blessings and continued success to you in any way we can support you. If you have any tours or any things going on that you're doing with your music or any other things that you're doing, make sure you send those flyers and those information out to both sides of the conversation so that we can get it out to the community, so that our community can also step in and represent and support you, because that's what we about, bringing these intersections of resources and information to our community so we get behind our people and uplift our people to the highest plateaus that they could go. So thank you again. for being here, being patient, and anything that we could do to support you, please let us know, and we want to make sure that we're there to help support you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, you have a great evening, and
You
we'll
too.
be reaching out, and we'll make sure we pick up some of the songs that you have out right now.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Have a blessed one. All right, there you go, community. 2 hidden gems tonight. It is a short show. I don't know where all my hidden gems at, okay? It's a lot of businesses out here. I don't know. The hardest thing to do today is marketing, okay? It costs so much to get your message out to community. I don't know why people are so afraid to come sit down and talk to the bishop. I don't know. Maybe it's because you don't want to be put on the spot. I don't know. But y'all better get on here and get out to the people, because we're going to make sure our people see you and our people spend their black dollars with you. Again, another great segment of Hidden Gem, as I am in the Windy City. It is raining. It is thunderstorming. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of things happening in the community, okay? But we will stand with the people, because all power is with the people. The people are making a change. We're not going to wait. We're going to step together. We're going to march to bring resources, information, and organizing to our community in a way it's never been done. If you want to walk with us, step with the bishop. I'm going to be out there, okay? I got a plate full. I got a lot of work to do. People need us. We will be there. The holidays are coming. We will be there. We have a parody event coming. Come check this sister out. It's only $40. Hey, y'all, community, get your tickets now. I want a full house there. Okay, this is going to be a great conversation that's going to be coming up the first week of October. We'll be putting out a GoFundMe for Black storytelling in the community. I need everybody in our community to support this GoFundMe as we continue to change the narrative, tell the stories of Black folk. There's some amazing storytellers. USF is doing a phenomenal job with our young people. We have some amazing things happening that are popping off here at both sides of the conversation. I'm out of town. I can't tell you about it yet, but we have some phenomenal young people that are putting their selves in the forefront to make sure that they are fighting for the community. They are giving back. What are you doing? I need some people in the community that are ready to step. We need everybody. It's a change happening. There's a narrative shift happening, and we're going to keep pushing forward. Whether you stand with us or you march against us, we will be there to the end. I promise you, both sides of the conversation, we are in the fight for the people. We're going to make it right. We're going to fix the broken things in our community and make sure the resources, the information, the connectivity that is needed in our community will be there. People are yelling all over the place. John, you need to do this. I'm just waiting, and I'm going to march with the people. It's got to be a change in D10. There's got to be a change in our community. Our community folks are suffering like none other. And as we hit these winter months, it's going to be even tighter. And we need community folks to be engaged, and we need to exercise and move the voices of the people in the community so that things can continue to move forward. With that being said, Brother Mark, put it all together tonight. I've been inspired tonight. Was it encouraged to inspire? I want to go inspire some people now. Let's go, Mark. What you got for the people?
Well, brother, we've definitely been blessed with a couple of gifts in the Hidden Gems tonight. Definitely want to salute, man, Sister Simona for blessing us with that song. Like some people, anybody can open a mouth up and let noise come out. Some people have a gift. She has the gift to sing. And then, of course, there's a pattern I noticed. There's a lot of family involvement with both of our hidden gems, and to see that family is the first form of government in any community, and to see that consistently, I hope we have more opportunities to highlight even more hidden gems coming up here in the future. But what really came to my mind throughout the whole show were a couple of things. One is an awareness. We need leaders like you, John, and other people who have like-minded to bring awareness to what's going on so that we can get understanding as a community. And then we need to have a spirit of cooperation. Nobody can do all of this by themselves. And it's going to take everybody doing their part. You don't have to do everything, but community, we all have to do our part to make an improvement in the quality of our life. And I was thinking here just at the end, there was an old speech given by a president when he said, "Don't ask what my country can do for me, but what I can do for my country." And I want to borrow from that frame of mind, community, the level of engagement that is needed when it comes to taking action. We all have needs, we all have struggles, but if we're divided, we won't stand. So, in the sense of unity, let us ask not what our community has done for us, but what we can do for our community.
Wow, great, great. To bring that today with all's going on, I needed to hear that because they always say, Martin Luther King, one of his quotes was, a man is tested by the things that he go through, and we're going through some things in our community. So a lot of folks are going to be tested. We go see how many people are going to step and stand together. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a fight because whenever the gates are being pushed open, when they're being closed, it's always going to be a resistance. I am ready for the resistance. I'm ready for the pushback. I'm ready for the blowback. I just need some folks in the community who have a conscience, who has an understanding and a need and a purpose to make sure that we are moving forward and we are doing the things to impact our youth, our elders, and making our communities a better place for all. I'm looking for those folks. I got a number of folks who already been reaching out. I need more. I want my community marching in solidarity. We can change the narrative. We can make a difference in D10, and I know we will. Working collectively and collaboratively, we can do amazing things. So I'm excited about that. My mouth is dry. I think I need some lemonade. I don't know. This water ain't doing it. I got to get some good lemonade. But Sister Ayo, go ahead and talk to the people before we get out of here tonight.
Like Mark said, I think the highlight of this evening was family. Like our conversation on Sunday, the importance of a village. And this was a prime example of how uplifting one another. And it's starting in the family, it's starting in the household, and us being able to elevate each other within that unit. I thank both of these ladies for coming on this evening, and most definitely Sister Simona for leaving us with that inspiration. She definitely has a voice that is anointed. You can feel, like she said, putting her pain into her purpose, and you can feel that, once you close those eyes, let those fears and those anxieties go, and let the Lord to use you and utilize your purpose. That was just a beautiful closing for this evening. I want to thank Miss Imani for coming on, and I definitely feel what I call tender loving cooking in her lemonade. The passion and compassion, the thoughtfulness, and the ingredients that they put in there, and making sure that what she would not give herself nor her family, she is not putting out into the world. And I appreciate quality over quantity. It's not about big batch. It's about putting out a quality product, and I felt that and feel that just from her essence, her conversation, and her product. So I thank both of those ladies for coming on this evening. And like John said, this is a platform for everyone, entrepreneurs, business owners, up and coming, community activists, whatever it is you're doing to stand aside and your unique talent, come on and let's highlight it. Let us make sure that we are circulating our Black dollars and rebuilding the African American Black economic system. Let us make sure that we are giving you your flowers and giving some shine to what it is that you're doing. Don't be shamed, don't be shy. This is all family here. It's an easy flowing system. So come on and don't be afraid.
I think I want to sing tonight. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house tonight? Stand up. I don't know, okay? The bishop can't say anything. Every bishop has to have. I don't have it, community. I'm sorry. It is not me. I am not the voice. But I can say this. There's some hearts around this country. I've been connected with some amazing folk. There are some people who get it. The family dynamic is needed in the Black community. Black love is needed. It is great to see husbands and wives and children in business together. The more we can portray the narrative of what is happening in our community, the better off our community will be. So thank both of them for coming on. But with that being said, because I don't have no lemonade bar tonight, okay? I got to get through this benediction so I can get out of here. I got some meditation. I got some work that I got to do because I got to get ready because the saints will come marching in. I know it. And it's time to go to war. Sometimes the spiritual war is tougher than the war in our community, but we have to fight through it. So, with that being said, community, tonight you have been fed tremendously on 2 levels. On the lemonade level, you have Sister Amani and family coming together, working together, changing the narrative, bringing something other than the soda pop, something that's organic, something that's natural, something that is coming from the very people that walk our spaces. This is community. She is putting together the best lemonade in the country. This is what I'm hearing. I got to taste it. I'll be there Saturday. But community, this is an opportunity to change the narrative. Support the sister as she's doing her lemonade bar. It is an opportunity to try something different. Open up your mind. It is all about building up our Black ecosystem. When we have Black businesses in our community striving and thriving and doing the things that they're doing to impact us, we all must do our part to make sure that we uplift and support them. The worst feeling in the world is to come up with an ideal and try something and your very people don't support you. This is why this Hidden Gem segment is so important, to make sure that folks all across the country and here locally get involved, spend their dollars, help support an opportunity of a family business to continue to grow, and we can see them thrive. Maybe we can see them at all of the Walmarts and Safeways and grocery stores, and we don't have to buy the terrible carbonated sodas. We can have lemonade that empower you, lemonade that give you energy, lemonade that uplift you. I don't know. It's something about lemons. It does something to the body. I don't know. They say milk does a body good, but if you have a lemon, I don't know. It's good in water. It's good in juice. Check out the lemonade bar. That's all I can say. And then we had the amazing Samoa come here, talk about the inspiration, the life of music, the body of work, community. What is it about? Something about music in our community. It's just something about the African diaspora. It's something about music that moves people. I don't know. When you hear good music, it makes you cry. It makes you smile. It makes you dance. When we have energy like that, we have to get behind it. This sister is uplifting and empowering our community through music. It's something about those tunes that just does something to the mind. Music can make you feel good. Music can bring you up and down. It does a lot of great things. I think sometimes when we're stressed, we just listen to music and it brings us into a great space. We all need it. If you into gospel music, check her out. Look at her EP. We're putting her information up on the screen. Support the queen. Maybe when you're sitting in traffic, you need that word. Maybe that song is going to move you forward to the next destination. I don't know, but I'm going to buy the album and I'm going to listen to it because I love music. It's something about music that just inspires you. When you're down, you can listen to a great tune and it lifts you up. Music moves people forward. Tonight, we have been blessed with 2 amazing women who are impacting the community. In some way or the other, they are impacting. How do we support them, community? Let's get behind them and uplift them so that we can continue to have Black faces and Black spaces. We can uplift and move the narrative forward as we tell the stories, the pain, the hurt. You heard her talk about the loss of her brother. This is going around our community. Maybe the music will change the mind of the young people. Something about the subconscious mindset that our young people are enduring with the negative music. We talked about this the other day and some of the lyrics that are going on. Maybe we need to change the lyrics and listen to the gospel word. Maybe we'll encourage some young people to think different on a day-to-day pathway. But with that being said, this has been a great Hidden Gem segment, 2 phenomenal gems. It's a short show tonight. Community, to be happy. You don't have to hear the bishop all night, but I will be back. We have an Educational Thursday presentation coming up. We have a Sunday conversation. We are stepping into October. It is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Brothers, we're going to have a conversation with the brothers. We are responsible to control our emotions. We cannot choose physical violence on the very women that we lead and we protect in our community. Sisters, you can't be using domestic violence as a leverage to get your way in situations. We got to talk about how do we build a foundation of safe spaces within our home, within our community. We have to choose other ways, other alternatives. Instead of using violence on each other, violence only traumatizes not only the individuals, but our young people who are watching. It is the worst feeling for a young person in our community to see their mother or their fathers attacked or victimized by violence. It also sets young people back and traumatizes them and give them the PTSD that sometimes impact their very being. We have to be better role models and leaders. We have to find other alternatives when it comes to disagreements and arguments, that we don't choose violence. We have to do that. When we at that emotional edge, who are you calling? What are you doing to diffuse the situation? We're looking for those folks. We're going to have a conversation this entire month about domestic violence and breast cancer as we step into this month. It is a very, very important month for our Black women and women in general. When we talk about breast cancer, the amount of loss that we've had over these past decades with breast cancer, how do we bring the awareness in the forefront now that we out of the pandemic? How do we get these departments of public health? How do we get these hospitals back engaged to make sure that mammograms and things are happening in our community so that our sisters get an opportunity to do the early detection? I always talk about it on this program. Preventive measures is everything. We want to prevent. We don't want to react. This is an opportunity to continue to highlight that awareness and make sure that we are all encouraging and doing our part to make sure the very women we protect in this community protect themselves, get checked. It is very important so that the next generation of young people will feel more comfortable to be tested so that we can fight this cancer that is taking so many lives and destroying so many families. So with that being said, we thank you all for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing you all this Thursday. Hey, there's some things that's going to be happening in the community. Follow us. We're going to be stepping in the forefront. There are some amazing things that's going to be taking place, and we're going to continue to work with everybody. This is not a both sides of the conversation mission. This is an ask from the community. When there's a call to action from the community, we must respond. Great leadership must demonstrate what's possible. We must work together. We will find a way, and we will uplift the voices of other people. Changes are coming, as they say. Changes are coming. Yes, sir. Kunta Kinte is still on the run. Y'all be on the lookout. I'm coming. All right. No more Toby. I am Kunta Kinte, the bishop, the one and only. They looking for me. I am still running. I am still freeing the people. I will step and stand with the people. Look for me. I will be there. I hope to see you all there. We'll be putting information out to the community. Get ready. The fight begins. The spiritual warfare. We must combat all demons, all folk that are against the movement of our people. We will break down barriers. I am a dismantler. You may have not known that. We will dismantle some systems. But I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been great. I will see you all soon. Have a great evening. Let's continue to uplift the voices. Let's continue to change the narrative. We can do this together. All stand together and we will make the change. With that being said, have a blessed evening, everybody, and I'll see you all soon.